Hello, I'm Heather, and I am kind of forcing myself to go live right now. I know it looks like it's like a sentence of some kind, but really it's something I often desire to do, and pretty much every time find a reason why I can't do it right then. So I have even given myself some notes on what I want to try to talk about. I have given myself a time limit. Um, I have spent some time in preparation, like making the notes, spending a little time outside. Um, I still have some wiggles to get out, but I'm going to just let those go. So this is just this video is meant to be one, fulfill a challenge I gave myself where I would go live 4 times this week. And this will be time number 1. I gave myself that challenge. I'm going to have to remember to check, is this backwards or is this readable? When I was taking this really good workshop, it was back September 15th to 17th. It's called the Awakening Home Edition, Your Purpose Activated. And it was presented by the Awakened School. It's Rachel Jane Groover and her husband, Dada Groover, are the main people in the company, but they have some other folks too. They have a big team. Anyway, this was like a really amazing training where there was 5 key areas. I'll just read it real quick because I think it's important for me to hear and remember what this was a really good time investment. The question on the back says, are you ready to be an inspirational leader and play a bigger role? Yeah, sure. 5 key areas. Develop a unique and compelling message. And then there's some additional items. Scale your income. Become a magnetic speaker. Play a bigger game. And emotional and mental fitness for entrepreneurs. So that is the basics of what was covered in those 3 days. And I have a ton of notes. I'm still going through them and trying to kind of basically the pace of this workshop was so intense that there's not like there was a lot of time for integration of any of the information. I just had a bunch of ideas and heard a bunch of amazing things and wrote them down and promised myself to go back. So this is one of the commitments that I've made to myself to complete I haven't quite decided what the time frame is, but it can't be too long because it's all really important and timely. This is one of the commitments I'm making to myself. And that's kind of one of the themes of what I've been really trying to tune into more and more lately is what are the commitments that I have made with myself or am making with myself? And am I showing up for those? Am I fulfilling those requests that I'm making of myself? So it kind of comes down to being really consistent with stuff, and particularly my morning routine, which has to, for me, this is my personal formula is mindful movement of at least 20 minutes. Lately, my practice of choice has been Qigong through my 5 Elements for Empath course from Catherine Bird. I've been using that for a couple of years, or going through that for a couple of years now. I just love it so much. So that's a big part. Breath work is something I have not been doing as often as I would really like to. So I'm going to keep trying to bring that in. Intellectual stimulation. I usually spend some time early in every day learning something new or listening to one of my courses or just somehow expanding my my knowledge base and experience and stuff. Breathwork, movement, connection. Usually, often, is early in the day, I try to reach out to at least a couple of people who are really close to me, so that over the course of maybe a week or 2, I've reached out to just about everybody. So I'm not great about daily contact with anyone really, except for maybe my partner. And actually he and I don't text every day anymore. But yeah, so some contact with someone dear to me often happens early in the day. So hopefully I remembered those main things, and that wasn't even something I intended to talk about. But so I am kind of settling down a little bit though, and that feels good. Um, so jumping off from that course, what that really helped me do is break up some kind of thought patterns that had gotten kind of fixed on a certain idea, and allow me to see this idea I'd been already playing with for a while and kind of see it from a couple different angles. Sorry, I'm like croaky. I really anyway. So it helped me crystallize some ideas, and um, I know that basically what I need to do is I need to just be a little more verbal about what I'm doing for myself, because I recognize that I don't have to be in a position where I'm ready to actually teach people how to do what I'm doing. I can just kind of show what I'm doing. There'll be some folks who are like, "Oh, I get what you're talking about. Yeah, I get it." And they'll, if they want to try it, they can try it. So I'm not really like teaching. I'm basically just somebody who's like a couple steps ahead on the path, going, "Hey, okay, it's kind of working for me. You want to hear about it? Like, okay, check it out." That's basically always been my vibe. I learn something like a little bit ahead of everybody else and go, "Oh, this is super cool. You want to hear about it?" And some will say yes, and a lot will say no, and it's all good. And so, yeah. So the thing that I'm focusing on is my structures. Like, how do I schedule my time? How do I schedule like doctor's appointments? How do I keep up with my general life business? How do I also add in creating a business where I'm imagining it, I'm kind of building it as I go. Um yeah, there's a lot that I want to do, and I know that I am capable because I do have hard evidence of past experiences where I have been quite successful um, delivering at a very high level. But I just want to be real careful this time that I don't burn myself out. So I need to find kind of a gentler way to perform at a high level. And so again, that's where structures come in. So there'll be certain things that I'll be like, I just don't want to, I won't even put any thought to them because it'll be so habitual that I'll be like, oh, I just automatically eat when my body needs it. And I just automatically do my Qigong every day pretty much. And I just automatically meditate. Oh, that was the thing I left out. See, because I'm not doing it very often. Meditation. I know that my waters in general feel smoother, uh, little less wind lashed um, when I'm meditating regularly. So, some of the things that are also supportive are receiving outside support in a very particular way. I really enjoy women's circles, and I discovered that around 2016, I think. When I started on a pretty regular basis attaining or going to a women's circle that was on a regular, that was, I think, every Monday night for several years. It was really close to my house, which my apartment, which really helped. So women's circles are very important. And the form that I found so recently is a woman that is very dear to me, my cousin, um, facilitates a Monday morning circle. And the women are from all over the country and a range of ages and experiences. And we don't turn on our video, so it's sound only. And I've been a part of that circle with some regularity, so that pretty all the regulars know me really well. New people might be confused by my random dropping in, but all the regulars know me. And so that I did that this Monday morning while I was getting ready to go to work. And then I think I drove for a while. I'm pretty sure I did on Monday. I don't know. I have to look at my notes. No, I didn't drive. I went to the grocery store. That's right. That's what I did. Anyway, so, and then last night, Tuesday night, so boom, boom, one day to the next, I went to an outdoor women's circle. it was really lovely. It was in a park below some big, beautiful trees. I wish I had gone to the one 2 weeks ago because I think it probably stayed light just a little bit longer. It was almost full dark by the time I arrived, so, I wish I could have gotten a better look at the altar and stuff that she'd created, but, um and it was we had the opportunity to self massage, which she guided us through, kind of like in the same way you would guide a meditation, and then we paired up and like massage each other's hands and arms, and this really like same sweet kind of the way you would love on a baby or not a baby, like a loved one, the way you would love on a loved one or a pet or um, and then those of us who wanted to also would team up in a group of three and then like do the same on any part of the body that we'd asked for. So I got a lot of really lovely, sweet, really kind of, you know, kind of in the context of a women's circle, it's really lovely to just be really present and give and receive friend care and love. And outside was super great. uh, so I'm glad that I got to do two of those like back to back. So that's very nourishing to me. So I'm making note of that. That even though in this moment, my body feels really depleted and tired, and my brain feels kind of droopy, I know that I have brought in really supportive support from outside, and I'm not expecting all of it from my boyfriend. Like he's not the only one who touches me. And while of course I love his touch, I feel like it's very beneficial for me to also receive um, caring, kind, supportive touch from other people as well. So that's part of the structure that I'm also building. So some of the things that are coming up. I had my first meeting on Monday with my brand new assistant. I'm very excited. I'm starting to train her on things that will be very supportive to me. And one of the first big projects I'm going to get her started on is cleaning up this channel, Heather's Full Catastrophe. It's like the descriptions are all over the place with broken links and referring companies I don't work for anymore, and so all the honestly, I know this is like a silly thing, but I just really wanted it to be a little more clean before I really started inviting people in. I've basically just been kind of making shit and just going for it, and like I'll clean it up when I'm really ready to start being serious here. So I'm gonna have her clean it up. And that'll be a very good training ground. I'm super excited about that too. And then I'm going to start redirecting my energy towards making like not kind of like training videos, but I'm not, but again, kind of basically just being the one who's a couple steps ahead. I'm going to be like, okay, look, for example, this is the planner that I currently use. It's called the Moonsight Lunar Guided Planner. I bought it on Amazon. I do happen to also be a member of the Lab, which is a subscription service that I would recommend to some people. And I will talk about that at length. I'll make a video all about it on the Heather Thomas Campbell channel, which I'll be putting a lot more attention on. That's what I'm talking about. So that's where I'll be talking about products that I use, stuff that I love, the way I use it. And then, yes, there will be in the links, it'll say, hey, would you like to buy this same thing? Then great, buy it through this link. And then I get a little bit of Amazon's money. Thank you. That kind of thing. So I also currently am using an old, outdated passion planner because I love these kind of pages where I can fill in exactly what I actually did. And it's real, handwriting it versus putting it in the phone makes a big difference. I have been tracking it on my phone, but it's still not really like landing. How am I really spending my time? So I'm trying to break it down. I've made a little key, and this is something that I will also make a video about. But it also sort of was inspired by, like, I know a lot of people like myself have tons of really cool planners that they'll buy. This one happened to be a gift for my daughter, and then she didn't want to use it. I mean, she did, but couldn't figure out how to use it for her and gave it to me. And I come back to it over and over again. And so I've never gotten rid of it because I know it is still beneficial to me, even if I don't use it all the time. So I've come back to it and used it in this way several times, and it really helps, gives me a clearer vision of, oh, this is how I'm really spending my time. And I am investing in the things I really want to invest in, or shit, I really am still frittering away some valuable energy. Um, so shoot, where my notes go, I think, because my time limit was about right now, about 15 minutes. Is when I wanted to be done. Oh, right. Okay. So, and I do kind of anticipate that I will see measurable growth just by updating descriptions and tags and end screens and subscribe buttons and, that kind of stuff. So, and adding another video that they can go to, because I've learned a little bit more about how to grow a YouTube channel. I haven't taken a class or anything, but I have taken some really good free classes. So I think just updating that stuff will give it a little bit of a boost. And then by the time that's done, I'll know what I want to do next with it. Maybe I'll just let it sit for a while again. I don't know. And yeah, I'm working on, I've made progress on my Buy Me a Coffee little site. What that is similar to Patreon, but very much simplified. So it's just like, it can be a one-time donation, or it can become a monthly donation. So I'm working on that, so that I at least can put that link on all of my YouTube videos. And then I'll keep working on the Buy Me a Coffee site. I'll keep updating it as I want, or I just, for now, I'm keeping it as simple as possible, just so I have a link to put in there that I know I will continue using. And yeah, I think that is what I really wanted to cover. So I'm proud of myself for actually getting on here live. Good job, Heather. I'm gonna go bounce on my bouncy rebounder thing to shake some of the anxiety that came up out of being here. But I've accomplished 1 of 4 videos, and hopefully I'm just gonna keep working on it, so that hopefully eventually it will not be quite so difficult for me to get in front of the camera. At the awakening, I did at one point, I was in a small group, and I heard myself saying, I know it's ridiculous, but I'm a YouTuber with 5 YouTube channels and I can't get myself on camera. I have hundreds of videos already, but I can't make any new ones. So that also is a reminder of like, hey, I've got plenty of content. I don't always need to be on screen. So I did have kind of this expectation that I have to always be in front of the camera in order for new content to go up. But I know that's not true. Really, what I need to do is focus on all the videos that I've already made that haven't gone anywhere because I haven't sat down and worked on them. So the big lovely thing about Buy Me a Coffee is I think I'm going to set it up to just kind of say, look, every $40 basically buys me an hour of my time. It gets me that because I have done so well with rideshare for quite a while now, I have a reasonable expectation that I'll make around $40 an hour if I want to go get in my car. I would much rather stay here, but I still need, in order to maintain and hopefully at some point elevate my lifestyle, I need about $40 an hour during my work hours to cover. So I realized, oh, well, if people were willing to donate $40 to me, then that's an hour I don't have to go sit in my car. Sweet. I will sit here at my office at my desk and do that instead. It's an investment in me. Thank you. So yeah, that is the basic download of a handful of the things that I am working on right now. And this next short segment of my day, like the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to get more hydrating liquid. I think tea, because I just feel water just is not cutting it right now. Um, Tea and at least a small lunch. I have a 12:30 appointment with my two long-term besties. So kind of my like life mastermind team. But yeah, so I look forward to I talk to them every 2 weeks lately. And we have a trip planned for the beginning of November. And I'm very excited about that. Palm Springs. Okay, time to get off camera. I think it's funny. I have such a hard time getting on, and then once I'm on, I can't get off. All right. Well, thank you for being on the receiving end. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.